The apologizing is for the way the team edited President Trump's speech to his supporters on January the 6th. It was public, we discussed it, and indeed the reservations and there were some people on the board who felt very strongly it was wrong, others defended it. It was discussed at Panorama, so they knew about that. But I think the point I'm making is, in hindsight, we should have acted earlier and taken a more formal position on it, which we've done more recently. Part of the problem is the way it was edited. Yeah. But what was the consequence of that? I think we just needed to go into a bit more detail, which is what we finally did, which was the impression it left on the British audience, as opposed to the intention of the programme, which was to give the Panorama, the British audience, some understanding of how President Trump's supporters were reading it. Now, that's quite a complicated set of thoughts, and we need to get that right. Let's be clear about the role of the board. We are a non-executive board, 10 of us are non-execs, 4 execs. The job of the board is to review BBC output and to maintain and to represent the public interest. It is not our job to determine who or who should not be the Director of News. That is the job of the Director General. It is for him to say and for him to determine. And that's the only position I take, and I insist that the board takes. I did not want to lose Tim Davie. I think Tim Davie has been an outstanding Director General, and may I say, nor did any member of the board. We were upset by the decision. I do understand it at a very human level. Tim has gone through a lot of attacks. It's been relentless. It's also a very, very difficult job. We do take it really seriously. I mean, there are real issues here. They're over a 3-year period. And just let me say, the BBC in those 3 years has produced hundreds and hundreds of hours of outstanding journalism on television, on audio, online. We have, and we do a great job there. But inevitably, we make mistakes. And what he's identified are mistakes, either individual ones or ones that point to underlying problems, which we accept. But the statistics say that the British people trust BBC News more than anything else. If there was this consistent institutional bias, do you think we'd have those figures? We wouldn't. So I don't think that's right. That's not to say that there aren't real problems, real issues, both underlying and specific. I don't think there's a systemic bias in anti-Israel. I mean, there are loads of arguments that suggest almost the opposite, you know. I think that we have issues, I've talked about underlying problems, and we've made changes in leadership to try and deal with that. But I think, you know, it's worth talking about the scale of the BBC and how much it does and how much excellent, impartial journalism it does.